So she follows me around the house, which is kind of interesting because she's never done that before. And then she just kind of crashes and burns. And
Well, she must be exhausted with the cone on.
oh, she is. She is.
Yeah.
I've tried, giving her some of her toys, and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's really
Uh,
hard. I'm getting. Oh, thank you, Ellen, for the suggesting the soft one. I haven't
yeah.
gotten it yet, but I should be getting it tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah.
And
It's microfiber, I believe.
I
Yeah.
keep telling
That,
her one more date,
right.
one more
Great.
date.
Yeah. Because even in the hospital, she could sleep on it. They made like a pillow,
Right.
and she was able to rest on it because it's a soft material. Yeah. And it didn't go out as far as that other cone, the plastic cone.
No, no. This one's
Yeah.
it's a little flatter for one thing. She
Right.
can eat
Right. Good.
normally.
Great. You're welcome.
שבת כולנו גם יחד, הנה מה טוב עניים, שבת כולנו גם יחד. Shalom, Barbara. הנה מה טוב, שבת כולנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת כולנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב עניים, 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 שבת כולנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב עניים, 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 שבת כולנו גם יחד. 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 Behold, how good and how pleasant it is when all of us dwell together in unity. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai המבורך לעולם ועד. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ahavat Olam, your love, has embraced us always, in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. When you're lost, you feel afraid and you don't know what to say. Then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen. Listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Listen to our God. Listen to our God. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God. Adonai Elohechem emet. Adonai, your God, is true. Listen is written by Doug Cutler, who is a cantor at the first, just before I was, at my first pulpit, I followed him, which was not an easy task. He was a Grammy winner. He wrote music for, I think it was Dirty Dancing. And he went on to be a cantor with my mentor rabbi, Rabbi Laura Geller. And he's just a really great guy. But I've always loved that. He doesn't like the way I do it, by the way.
How does he do it?
Faster.
Okay.
We did it as a duet one time at our synagogue. He came back for an evening and we did listen, and he said, "No, you got to do it faster. Got to do it faster." Oh well.
It was beautiful. I think it was beautiful the way you did it.
No, I like yours. It's like a meditation. I love it.
That's how it ought to be done.
Yeah.
He's kind of a rock musician, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure his is good too.
Congregation, by the way, always wanted me to sing that, and I tried not to do it like every week because I was afraid it would lose its special quality. So, but whenever I did it, they always thanked me for doing it. Oh God, you are a consolation to your creatures. For in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care, and we're comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawns give us confidence, and sleep is a friend. You are here. We fail words to say, Ma Tov. Baruch atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkeda v'yitkeda shemei rabba, ve'alma divra kirutei, ve'avlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yom echon, uv'chayre kol beit Yisrael, bagala uvizman kariv, v'meru amen. Yehi shemei rabba bevarach le'olam olam ve'amaya yitbarach, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונקמתה דאמירן בעלמא דימרו אמן. עמידה. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. נתקל חיים בחסד, נקיים הכל ברקדים רבים, צומד דופנים ורופא קולים. ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בגבורות ומדומה לך מלך מנית ומחייך ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Oh good. Sharon Jaffe's going to join us. Welcome. Please take this moment now to say your own private silent prayer from your heart. Oh, say shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru amen. Okay, we'll do a little Torah reading. We're in Devarim, which begins an interesting fifth book of the Torah. There's a story that goes along with that, by the way, that I just today heard. At any rate, we are in Deuteronomy, which, by the way, in Greek means review. And we're chapter 2, verse 31 through 34. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, venatan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai Elai Re'eh Achiloti Te'ed lefanecha et Sichon ve'et arzo ha'el rash l'reshet al arzo. Vayetze Sichon likratenu vechol amo למלחמה יחצה ויתנהו אדוני אלוהינו לפנינו ונח אותו ואת בניו ואת כל עמו ונלכוד את כל ערב ואת ההיא ונחרב את כל עיר מתים וכנשים וכתף לא השארנו שריד.
Yeshanu Tzarid.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Translation. And Adonai said to me, must be Moses, see, I begin by placing Sihon and his land at your disposal. Begin the occupation, take possession of his land. Sihon with all his troops took the field against us at Jahaz, and our God Adonai delivered him to us, and we defeated him and his sons and all his troops. This goes on about, oh, by the way, I started on verse 31, and verse 30, the verse just before it says this, which is an interesting throwback. But King Sihon of Heshbon refused to let us pass through because Adonai had stiffened his will and hardened his heart in order to deliver him into your power, as is now the case. So, shades of Pharaoh. Hardened his heart. Okay. Where stops here? There it is. One of the interesting thing that I discovered today is written by a colleague who's
Devar Torahs he sends me in an email every week, and sometimes I actually use them in my sermon. Sometimes I actually read because it's really so well written. But what he mentioned in his, if I can pull it out. Don't do that to me. I'll just read a little parsha of it. And he starts it off by saying, a lot of folks don't know this, but the Torah at one time ended last week. Good King Josiah, the boy king, and his Kohen Gadol, Hilkiah, supervised the quote-unquote cleaning up of the Beit HaMikdash after years of neglect. In rummaging through all the junk and garbage, which was quite extensive, they discovered an old scroll in a back corner of the Aron Kodesh. The story is in 2 Kings 22, 8-11. In short and loosely translated, they were thinking that it was more trash and were about to throw it out, until Hilkiah decided to take it to Shaphan the scribe and open it to see what it was. Shaphan read it to the king, and lo and behold, it was another book of the Torah, likely written by Moshe himself. How did they know? If you know Hebrew, you will note a definite style change and some ways of expressing things that are different than the rest of the Torah. Taking the scroll to Huldah the prophetess, one of the few women prophets, she confirmed that this was indeed a missing book of the Torah. This scroll, our rabbis agree, was written by Moshe himself. This was a real, oh my God, experience. And this is the Sefer Devarim, which we read starting this week. What he did is it is a rehash of the whole Torah, starting, well, not the entire Torah, but starting from when they left Mount Sinai. This entire generation that he has to address is didn't experience the Exodus, didn't experience the Reed Sea, the splitting of the sea, didn't experience the 10 spies, didn't experience the revelation at Mount Sinai, the giving of the Torah. They kind of know what a mitzvah is. But so Moshe had to review this whole thing, and he only had 5 weeks because God had just told him, you're going to be dead in 5 weeks. Now, what did he do? We've got anywhere from 2 to 6 million people around you. Hey, this is what happened. No, I don't think so. It's very possible that his voice was able to be carried to all 6 million people, but they didn't have a PA system. Miraculously, the Midrash says, his voice could be heard throughout the camp. There are some who believe that they received this message subliminally. I said that badly. Subliminally. And then there's another thought that perhaps as Moshe spoke, Joshua took dictation and then passed it out to everybody. And then how else could there be, and this is, I love this. He says, how else could there be, spoiler alert, a detailed description of Moshe's funeral? Okay, I'm not going to do any more on this because I think it's enough is said, and it's just kind of, Devarim is a very special book. And who knows how it was written, if Moshe actually did write it himself, which is what they believed then when they found it. It was lost, apparently, hidden in the back of the Aron Kodesh. I have an Aron Kodesh in the other room. It's not very big, but it holds all my Torahs, including the Sefer Torah. It has my replica Torahs and a lot of other stuff in there, but I can't imagine how they could have lost Devarim, but they did. And so there it is. Any comments? Ellen?
It was probably hidden.
Huh?
Someone probably hid it. It wasn't lost.
It wasn't. Apparently it was sealed.
Yeah, purposely.
Purposely sealed.
Yeah,
And that's why
it
they
wasn't
had to take it to they thought they were just going to throw it away, and then they thought, well, no, let's take it to the scribe. The scribe can open it and read it and
Yeah.
see what it is. So yeah. Okay.
But for many years, what was it? I think I heard yesterday was that they weren't reading from a Torah. They were first reading Tehillim.
Yes.
And then later on, they had a Sefer Torah or a Torah, and
Right.
then they started reading. So was Devarim added later, or did they find it and then they
It was added
a
later.
certificate?
It was added during the King period.
Ah, okay. But the Samaritans, do they accept Devarim, or do they just go through Bamidbar?
They
This-
accepted it.
They accepted it.
Yeah. Because it was written by Moses. They went to the prophet and she said, yeah, this is Moses' writing. Barbara, I have 3. I have one gigantic, heavy Sefer Torah that was donated to my shul 6 years ago? Yeah, 6 years ago. And I have 2 replica Torahs, and those are the ones that I often use in my services when I do them here at home. I would take the Sefer Torah probably to, if I were to doing in-person services in one of our clubhouses, which I hope to be able to do sometime. It's beautiful, and it's when I first got it, it had been a rescue Torah from I don't know what fire, but you could smell the smoke when you opened it.
Mm.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Ours is the duty to praise the All-Sovereign, to honor the artist of creation who made us unique in the human family with a destiny all our own. For this we bend our knees and bow with gratitude
before the sovereign Almighty, monarch of all, the wellspring of holiness and blessing. On that day, the eternal shall be one, and God's name shall be one. And the Mishaberach for the sick. Amy is not here today because she thinks she has pneumonia. Albert said he wouldn't be here. Tamara messaged me just before services and said that she's just wiped out, which is not a surprise. She's pushing herself too much, I think. So all of them need to be.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
I hope Amy doesn't have COVID. Has she taken a
She
COVID
said she
test?
doesn't have COVID, but she does. But she thinks she has pneumonia.
Oh,
Oh, boy. Okay.
So I wasn't too surprised when she wasn't there. Now, what did I do?
Idea.
Hang on. Trying to find my list. There. Okay, Alex and Sarah Rosenzweig, Ellen Rose, Tova Chana Bat Perel, Yoel Ben Tova Chana, AJ Ozeman, Joseph, Yohevet Rosef Bar, and Seth Robert Bar, and their friend Tzvi Ben Leib. Etta Bat Gittel, Ada Bat Chanya, Robert Stein and Andrea Graboff, Rachel Bat Benjamin, Moshe Lazar Ben Chana and his wife, Siona Bat Chava, Chava Bat Elsa, Yosef Ben Albert and his family, Batya Malka Bat Perochaya, Menashe Ben Menachem, Roland and Judy Hansen, Shendel Bat Sharon, Chana Bat Shendel, all COVID-19 victims, all victims of monkeypox, all the sufferers of Guillain-Barré syndrome, Ukrainian people and their defense forces, all the families and friends of those who have been killed in all the recent shootings, and the women of the United States who are fighting back. Thank God. Susan is saying Misha Berach for Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, Paul, President Biden, and yourself. Sephora is all who are suffering from PTSD, including yourself. Diane Fishman, Timothy Paul Taylor, that's Ellen Friedman, and Sharon is praying for Ephraim Ben Usher, Georgette, Stephen, Daniel, Carrie, Eric, Gabe, Laurice, Christina, Naomi, Beverly, Stephen, Jim, Steve, Shirley, Ellen, Marvin, Amy, Lynn and family, Joy, and all those who need any type of healing. Marvin?
Nobody today.
Okay. Reba sends healing energy throughout the universe.
Rabbi, may I?
Yes.
Okay. All those who are suffering physically and emotionally, Jenny Botnina, Bill Ben Ann, Gil Ben Clara, Perry Ben Betty, Tova Beth and her father, Ziona and her mom, Marvin, Sue Marie, Tanoki, Bot Ellen Friedman. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I thought I read Ellen's and
Too many Ellens, too many Ellens.
Confusing.
no, there's not enough Ellens.
מי שבירך אבותינו בקור הברכה לאמותינו, may the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. מי שבירך אימותינו בקור הברכה לאבותינו, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
and one more. Jezebel Bat Galit. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals the sick. The Mourner's Kaddish. Too many people died this week. Vin Scully, I've always been a Dodgers fan, but that was, you know, I wasn't happy when they put in the stadium in Los Angeles, but nevertheless, I still like the Dodgers. I like the Angels better though. Nichelle Nichols, Bill Russell, there was somebody else. Oh, Jackie, the senator. Somebody help me. I can't think of her name. I just read it today. Ellen Friedman, of course, is praying for Laura Frick. Alan Brown, Maureen McManus, Glenn Thorne, Kathy Getch. And Sharon says, your dad's a big Dodgers fan. When they were in Brooklyn, not when they're in LA, I guess. That's Seymour Jaffe. Thank you. Okay. Also Pat Carroll. She's an actor, does a lot of voiceover. She played Ursula in The Little Mermaid. Paul Sorvino, another great actor. Tony Dow. My husband, Sharon Ben Avraham Masara. All the millions of people who've been killed by coronavirus, all victims of racial injustice, all victims of gun violence, all the Ukrainians and all of the Russians have been killed in Putin's idiotic war. Ellen Rose.
Thank you. All those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Julius Ben Nora, Nina Bat Betty. Thank you.
Thank you. Sue, did you?
No.
Nichelle Nichols.
Yeah.
God, I loved her.
I know.
Marvin, Francis Johnson. Right?
Oh, Francis Johnson.
Okay. Sharon? Oh, you did. Your dad. And David Reina. I love that name. Reba prays for those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Sephora.
Rabbi, it's Jackie Walsorky.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Indiana.
Yeah. And Sephora says Mary Hines. Thank you. Please join me in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemeu Rabbah. Be'alma
Yalma Pivatikite.
Be'amlich Mochu.
Fakulte.
Chayichon
Yakaito. Yakai. Yakum Israel.
Ba'agala.
Bagala Sufani. Amen.
Yehi
Shme Rabba Barak Leolam Leaya.
Yit Barach.
Fitrak Fiestabar Fistabar Vital Vitashe Fistadar
Yitalel.
Vitalal Vitashme Vidasha Irako
Esha.
Leolam Minko Vikatava Shirata Tushakata Vinekamata Da Miran Ba'ulma Vimru. Amen. Yehi Shama Rava Inshamaya. Yekayim Aleinu V'Yalko Yisrael V'Yimru. Amen. Oh, say shalom Imruna. Oh, yeah, say shalom V'Yalko Yisrael V'Yimru. V'Shote V'Yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Closing with a song that I do it every year on Tisha B'Av. It was written by a 14-year-old boy named Pavel Friedman, who died in Theresienstadt.
The very last, so richly, brightly, dazzling yellow. Perhaps in the sun's tears could sing against a white stone. Such a yellow is carried lightly way up high. It went away, I'm sure, because it wished to kiss the world goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. I'll see some of you tomorrow, and some of you Saturday, and some of you Saturday night, because I'm doing a Tisha B'Av service at 5 o'clock my time on Saturday. So,
Tadarabar, Rabbi.
bevakasha.
Shabbat Shalom.
Toda
Oh.
rabah to all of you.
That's easy.
And have an easy fast.
Mm.
Love you all.
Mhm. Bye.